this is Time to Beat, the very first run of our day. I will show it to you, and then I will add my commentary. Alright, we'll start at the beginning where I immediately had the option of a front cross out here or a rear cross near the wing of the first jump. I opted for the rear cross because we don't have a very secure start line stay yet, and I wanted to set her up for success and make sure she had a good experience today. And I thought that getting into position for a front cross between 1 and 2 would have been pushing her start line limits too much. So I did not want to cross the plane of the first jump, and that really only left me with the option of doing a rear. I was a bit concerned about it, but it ended up working out nicely, and she did a great job reading that and executing it. The only thing I'd say is that she's over the bar, and I'm on the wrong side. I believe I should be over here at this point. So I'm late, I guess, but she does a great job reading the rear and driving forward to this next jump. She doesn't really turn into me at all. And then she clears that top of the pinwheel, which is great, and she knocks this one. I don't see that there's anything that I'm doing to cause her to knock it, so I would say this one's on her. The space here might have been a little bit tight in between. That's probably it, but she'll have to work through that and learn that. Here, I'm doing a front cross, and she knocks the bar, which is so typical for us, and the reason for why I hate front crosses. I really prefer rears and blinds. What I feel like is happening is I'm driving forward to get into position for my front cross, which would be somewhere out here. So as I'm driving forward, she's preparing to take off, and she reads that as, okay, we're running fast ahead, and I'm going to jump in extension. Then I finally get into position for my front cross, and I start to turn. She sees that and makes an adjustment mid-air and knocks that bar. So I believe the solution to that is for me to get into position sooner for my front cross, or start my front cross sooner, but I'm not sure that I can always get there in time. So what am I doing wrong, and how can I improve that? Then we're approaching the A-frame. I'm really not worried about contacts right now. We don't have a good game plan, and I feel like I have to start over, so I'm not too concerned with those right now. At the teeter, she has this bad tendency of turning towards me right after. For the longest time, right here, she'd used to bite at me, jump on me. I'd have blue spots all over my arm and my leg. It was quite painful. So we've worked through that, and she's doing so much better. However, she still turns towards me, and then I think she realizes, okay, I'm supposed to drive forward. And she straightens up, and the first jump she sees is this one out here. And she's headed forward, and then she realizes that I'm moving in a different direction. So this bar comes down. I believe this bar is my fault. I walked this very differently. I'm clearly in her landing space, I would say. And when I walked it, I wanted to be out here and do kind of a semicircle. I also walked it with my right arm back and my chest facing her. And neither my chest is facing her, nor is my right arm back. Actually, both my arms are facing forward. I'm not sure why I'm doing that. I did not mean to do that, so I'm glad that I'm filming myself so I can catch myself doing these funky things. She clears those next two jumps and approaches the weave poles, and every dog, or not every dog, a lot of dogs pop the weave poles where she popped them, and I really thought we had it. But I think I'm falling a little bit behind, and I'm pulling off too soon for her. And she's coming out of the weave poles as she starts seeing that jump. So we try again, and she does a really nice job the second time. And I will actually film or time the weave poles. I hope that's the correct starting spot. she does them in just over 3 seconds. I don't know if that's fast or not, but I'll take it. Let me go back. So she's out 3.2 seconds. And then here I'm kind of just jogging along, and I feel like I could be accelerating a lot more. Plus she comes out of the tunnel and I'm not even past the tunnel yet. And I feel like if I were running faster and if I could be out here, she'd have a much better line out of the tunnel towards that last jump. So I gotta work on that. I always slow down towards the end. And then again here, I drop my right arm as she's taking off instead of helping her over that last jump. She clears it, but I think it's just a bad habit for me that could create knocking the last bar. But that was our first run.